We are now 5 short days away from the Derek Carr looming deadline, a significant development, as Ian Rappaport called it, in the Derek Carr sweepstakes. Let's take a listen.
That visit is still going. It is day 2 for the Derek Carr visit to the New Orleans Saints, and there is a little bit of urgency here. Of course, we know that Derek Carr's contract becomes fully guaranteed, triggers the 3rd day after the Super Bowl. So at some point soon, there needs to be some sort of resolution, but not anytime today. I would not expect any sort of deal or trade today, but Derek Carr really soaking it in New Orleans, went to dinner with New Orleans brass along with head coach Dennis Allen last night. It was no doubt a tasty Bayou-type meal. I'm a little jealous of that, I got to be completely honest. Back in the building today for a little bit of wooing. So here's where it stands. The Saints are considered to be the front runner for Derek Carr. To get permission to speak with him, they needed to not come to terms on a trade, but show the Raiders that they are at least going to be in the ballpark. We'll see if the two sides can work it out and if Carr gives the okay, but at least a significant step today.
Appreciate you guys stopping in, and if you appreciate the update, a thumbs up is an easy way to show it. Now, if I was Jets general manager Joe Douglas, thank God I'm not. I once thought Josh Rosen was going to be like the next Aaron Rodgers, but I digress. Here's how I would play this quarterback timeline. Now, we would say Aaron Rodgers is plan A. I've said that, but chronologically, he can't be plan A even if he's the best player. Here's what I would do. Number 1, I call New Orleans right now. I say, okay, 3rd round pick. Are we cool with that? That I bring in Derek Carr, I wine him, I dine him, I tell him I want him to be the quarterback of the New York Jets. Now, you may say, why give a 3rd round pick for a guy who's going to be traded? Well, look, it's a 3rd round pick. You're getting a quarterback. If you think he's worth $35+ million a year to be your starting quarterback for the next 3, 4, 5 seasons, what is a 3rd round pick in the grand scheme of things to lock in the deal, get it done, and move on? Now, I'm not going any higher than that, not giving up a 2nd round pick for a guy who, there's still a pretty good chance he could be released. So if another team wants to offer more than that, so be it. We move on down the list. Now, if Derek Carr is not traded and he is released, then I'm right in on Carr again. I'm calling him up. I'm offering him a contract that the market will bear, probably somewhere between $35 and $40 million a year for Carr. You have a durable, above-average quarterback, good to go. Now, if some other team wants to pay him crazy money or he just doesn't want to be a Jet, all right, now we have 9-ish more weeks until the start of the new league year. That gives us time for Aaron Rodgers to crawl out of his hole that he was down there shadowboxing, hanging out with Bane and pit bulls or whatever, fighting his own demons. Has he come out through the other side of that, wanting to be a Jet? We're going to call him and the Green Bay Packers every day for 9 straight weeks. However, once the legal tampering period starts, March 13th, that is when you would have to move on from Aaron Rodgers. Look, if you haven't gotten a yes by then, to me it's a no, and then you can move on to your plan C, most likely Jimmy G. I would like the Jets to take a crack at the bat of Derek Carr, Aaron Rodgers, and Jimmy G respectively. The timeline may not allow it to be in the order that we would like. If you suit up and you get Derek Carr and it's a done deal, and then Aaron Rodgers comes out of his retreat and there was still a chance that maybe he wanted to be a Jet and you miss out on it, I think that is a price I'd rather pay than the inverse. I just think you got to go with a bird in the hand rather than 2 in the bush on this one. That's the way I see it. But hey, if we did end up trading for Aaron Rodgers, what would it cost? And could we do it and still fix our offensive line? I think so. Check it out down below. I'll see you there. Go Jets.